What's going on, everyone? My name is Paul. If you're new here, I've been selling on Amazon for 5 years through the wholesale method. I've done a little bit over 8 figures in sales through this model. And I want to be able to help you guys understand how to make your business more profitable, how to reduce mistakes, and how to grow a business that you are proud of. Amazon wholesale is not an easy business, and everything matters. All the small details matter. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 mistakes that I wish I knew I was going to make in my journey of being an entrepreneur. And hopefully, you can walk away with some really great information to implement into your company and to make sure that, at the end of the day, it's all about simply taking action, right? And taking action on the information. So that's the first thing that mistake that I made is that I sat there watching tons of YouTube videos. I sat there, even buying courses and joining communities and learning a bunch of information. But sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. Really, the best thing that you can do is simply just take action on the thing that you want to do and get done. Just do it. Put your head down, put in the work. You're going to make mistakes. It's inevitable. It's okay. Just learn from those mistakes, pick yourself back up, realize that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and things are going to take time. The second thing is going to be relationships over suppliers. I think a big issue with newer sellers is that they're trying to find this gold mine supplier. And while some suppliers have better pricing than others, really what it comes down to is the relationship. And if you start focusing on the relationship and not just the name of the vendor, your business will be going down a path that no one can compete with. Relationships are everything. At the end of the day, the way that you grow and scale a company is other people. You can't do everything yourself. And the moment that you realize that when you have helping hands that want to see you win, that's when everything changes. My first supplier that I opened up an account with, I know people buy from them, but I could never find anything that was profitable. Why? Because the pricing that I had really wasn't that great. For whatever reason, maybe my sales rep didn't like us, or we didn't spend enough money, or for whatever reason, they really didn't help us get to where we need to be to make that relationship worthwhile. They had over 20,000 products, and I was so confused when I first started my Amazon business. I thought I literally stumbled upon gold. And then I realized that, well, there's people selling on these products, people are making money. How can I get a piece of this? And then I started learning that it's all about the relationship. For an example, I'll give you a real world example of something that happened to me. There's a supplier that I opened up an account with. We tried to place a high 5 figure purchase order for our first order. We were asking for around 5% off on their pricing. They wouldn't even give us 1%. I know people that get 10% off of a $5,000 purchase order. Our purchase order was literally more than 10x what that was, but we needed the pricing to make it work, and they didn't want to work with us. At the end of the day, it's not just about how much money you spend. It's about who you spoke with. Did you create a relationship immediately? And do they want to help you? You need someone on your side and on your team that wants to see you win. And really, the best way to go about creating a relationship is being personable. Everyone has families, everyone's dealing with similar things, right? At the end of the day, people on social media can make their lives look, better than other people's. But at the end of the day, we're all dealing with similar things, right? And it's life. Have that same sympathy and empathy for your sales reps. They probably have kids. They probably have families. Maybe there's days that they're struggling. Pick them up, be a friend. Don't just think about everything from a transactional standpoint, and start focusing on a relationship rather than just the supplier. And all of a sudden, you're going to start getting catalogs that they don't send to people. You're going to start getting deals that no one gets access to. They're going to start inviting you to their trade shows. And it's going to open up a door that people can't get through simply because you're a friend. And people want to help people that they like. The next thing is going to be knowing your prep costs and shipping costs. This is, in my personal experience, the biggest mistake that the majority of sellers make is that they don't understand how to correctly account for these expenses. A lot of people that I coach, when they start their business and they start even growing their business, and they could be already doing numbers on Amazon, you could ask them, questions about what their expenses look like in terms of production costs, and they have no idea. They're just kind of like throwing out random numbers without really realizing what it costs to get products into Amazon. Now, this doesn't include also just traditional overhead expenses, softwares, maybe you have rent, maybe you have insurances, but you want to understand your costs in your business. In a business model where it's relatively lower margin, right? It's a volume type business where you need to sell more inventory to make a lot of money. And I mean, there's business models that are like that. Amazon Wholesale is one of them. You can make a lot of money selling Amazon, but you need to do more volume. And the more that you are bleeding money, the more that you're going to question why you're not making the money that you're looking for. And it's most likely because your expenses are eating into your profit margin. And it's because you don't quite understand how to produce a consistent net profit in your business. You're buying inventory that you think is higher margin than it actually is. And in turn, it ties up working capital. It decreases your ROI on cash return. And it leads to this consistent hamster wheel where you're kind of confused on why you're not seeing the growth that you're looking for in your business. And it's most likely because, like I said, your prep expenses, your shipping costs are just severely being under accounted for. You're not looking at these numbers and you're not buying inventory that's higher margin products. The next thing is going to be understanding and managing cash flow. This took me about a year and a half to realize how important this is. We were kind of just like winging it, right? Putting purchase orders on credit cards with really no gauge of when the bill was due or how much money we owe and how much money is coming into our business. Now, for anyone that doesn't know what cash flow is, in simple terms, cash flow is just money coming into your business and money leaving your business. Your business could be profitable, very profitable, but have little to no cash flow. How is that the case? Well, let's say that you made $10,000 in profit in a month, but you had to pay $20,000 on an Amex bill. That's money that's no longer there, right? That you're literally just paying, you're trying to catch up. So the way that you want to be able to manage your cash flow is by tracking it, whether that's something like QuickBooks or Zero or a Google spreadsheet, which is something that I like to use in my business outside of just QuickBooks, but to understand how much money is in my business. So my bank accounts, my Amazon open orders, my estimated payouts, like understanding where revenue is coming from, and then looking at everything I owe, including my net terms, my vendors, my credit cards, supplies, overhead expenses, and trying to see what my difference is. So just to keep numbers easy, let's say you have $10,000 in cash, you have $7,000 worth of money that will be leaving your business to go towards bills. You have a positive cash flow of $3,000. So meaning if you paid for all of your bills today, you would have $3,000 left over. Now, a lot of sellers, they over leverage themselves. They don't quite understand that if they spend $6,000, well, now they're $3,000 in the hole. They're starting to spend money that doesn't exist. Now, there's a time and a place to take risks. I'm all about taking risks. You can't grow a business without taking risks, but you also want to be financially smart. You don't want to grow so fast where you slip up and you make a mistake because you can lose everything. And I don't want to say that to scare anyone, but that is the harsh reality of being an entrepreneur is that, everything can change very quickly. I've always been the person where slow and steady growth is better than fast growth. And then all of a sudden you lose everything because you weren't prepared. So when it comes to managing your cash flow, don't over leverage yourself. It's okay to grow a little bit slower. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Okay. Your journey is not going to be the same as other people, and that's completely okay. Just go at your own pace, reinvest your profits. Don't over leverage yourself, and you will see consistent profitable growth in your business. The last thing is learning when to say no. I have a personal example of when I should have said no. There was a brand direct account that we were exclusive for, that it was our first brand direct account. I was, super excited for this opportunity. And because of that, I spent more money in inventory than I should have, and I'm still sitting on it to this day. It's been over a year and a half. I spent around $50,000 on my first purchase order. We probably have $30,000 of inventory that's still sitting in the warehouse. 30 grand, I pretty much lost. Obviously the inventory is going to sell, but in my head, I lost that money. And it's all because I didn't know how to say no. I knew the opportunity in the back of my head really wasn't what we needed at that time. There's other opportunities for our business. There's other ways that we could have invested that capital and produced an ROI, whether it was with other brands or other wholesalers. But I always saw that the grass is greener with brand direct, and it is a phenomenal opportunity. But at the end of the day, it's the exact same theory as buying inventory. You don't want to buy inventory that's going to suck, right, for your business. It's the same theory with brands. You need to know when specific things in your company don't align with your goals and in your vision. And it's extremely difficult to have to go through this and to say no because you have this FOMO or fear of missing out of, okay, what if this was the opportunity that could change my life? And sometimes it's just better to go with your gut instincts and better to understand when to say no. And that is one of the most challenging things that entrepreneurs will face, but it's a necessity, right? You need to be able to focus on a few things at a time, really get good at it. And I feel like that was a mistake I've made in my business that if I could share with you guys is sometimes opportunities, they come to you, they're going to present themselves. You need to know when to say no. You need to know when to stay on track and to focus on your goals. Another thing about that is shiny object syndrome. A lot of people in the Amazon space, unfortunately, have been quitting, have stopped selling on Amazon. Now I understand why, because Amazon could be a difficult business. I mean, it's challenging. The model has changed. But that being said, I mean, there's times where there's other objects that come up in the space that seem like phenomenal opportunities because of the way that they're marketed. And you start shifting your focus to another thing without realizing that you literally could be just a few months away from seeing a massive growth in your business. You could be a few phone calls away from landing brand direct deals that could literally make you $10,000 to $30,000 in net profit a month. Like all of those things are tangible. It's really about how much do you believe in what you're doing. Everything works. Every business works. It's all about picking something, getting really good at it, becoming an expert in that field, and providing value to other people. And once you start providing value to other people, the money's going to follow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please consider to like, share, and subscribe. I want to do more videos like these as well. So I'll see you guys on the next one.